Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I created, it's more of like a layer breakdown video, right? So this is like a project that I worked on for my PPA. I'm currently doing my NYSC and I'm basically the graphic designer. It's a radio station, so I was asked to design some flyers to promote some of their sports shows. So this is like the file where I designed them, and someone asked me to some of these flyers blow up on X, and someone asked me to do like a tutorial on them, right? So I did an individual tutorial on this first one, this live commentary, right? uh this live commentary, this one, I have done a tutorial on it. You can just check the link on the top right, it should show. Right, I've done a tutorial on that, yeah, but I cannot do like a tutorial on all of them individually one by one, so I'm going to like do a layer breakdown video and explain how I achieved the rest of them, right? So since I've already done a tutorial for this live commentary one, this first one, this AFCON, I'll just explain the rest of them, right? So I'm going to start with this sports show. All right, so let's go there. So this is a very simple flyer. In fact, all of them are pretty simple, so I'll just show you what it consists of. So like, first of all, the background. Right, I started with just a black background, then I put this image, so it's actually at 100% opacity, so I reduced it to 45%. Right, then I added this stuff, this layers. This is just my brush tool. I selected my brush tool and I just dabbed on it a bit. Right, so that's my background. The call to action is this. I just created a shape. Basically, it's not even call to action, it's actually contact information. So I created like a white shape and I put a radius of 45 pixels on the top, but I didn't put any on the bottom, right? That's the radius here. So then I added the icons and I put the handles, so the email and the Facebook, Instagram, X, whatever. Created another shape, added the phone numbers, created another shape, added another phone number for sponsorship, right? And see how it's pretty straightforward. Then the next thing I did was actually I added this rectangle. Before these balls, I added this rectangle. I added the microphone, right? So kind of that's like my main subject. After adding it, I then put a rectangle under it, and then I wrote all this text, and then I put these red icons for the bullet points. Everything is pretty simple and straightforward. Then this is the headline as well. For this headline, I just wrote text, I put it on top, and then I put like a image of a ball on top of the O to cover it, right? Sports shows. Alright, so that's pretty much how I did it. Then I added brightness, levels. So I use levels to like increase. Without the levels, you can see how dull the ball is, so I increased the brightness of the ball a bit with the levels. And I added the logo and the tagline at the top. Then I now added the images of these balls to create more details. So I blurred some of them I didn't blur them, and that's how I created this one pretty much. Alright, of course I created a snapshot, everything. I went to camera raw filter to edit it. Okay, so we'll go to the next one, which is this. So this is also pretty straightforward. Alright, so I'll hide everything, I'll start from the background. So first is just black, then I created like a lighter shade of the black and I put it on top with my brush tool. Then I created this yellow, I also put it there, and just like that we had our background. Now the subject is simply an image I generated with AI. I just used camera raw filter to edit it a little bit and I replaced it there. Then I placed my contact information. I just copied it from the last flyer and I pasted it here. Then I added the date and time. This is just a PNG image that I downloaded. I used hue and saturation to change the color. This is outside the original color, is green. I use hue and saturation to change it to yellow, since yellow is once part of the brand color. I also added the drop shadow, right, and then I wrote the text on top of it. Once I done that, I brought in my logo and tagline, and then I brought in my headline. Now for this headline, so the first thing is this is what the headline looked like originally, right? In fact, let me hide everything. So this was the original headline, then I added the effects, right? I first added the stroke, then I added gradient overlay to make the gradient, and I added outer glow, right? Once I had done that, I converted it to a smart object, and then I now use my warp tool. Okay, my warp tool. So let me just show you. Basically, this is the original text. Press your Ctrl T. After converting a smart object, click on this warp tool, come here and click on custom. Now this custom is not showing because I've not converted it to a smart object, but once you convert it to a smart object, custom is going to show. So click on custom and then you can just play around with it. So that's how I created this text effect. I even have a video about it, so you can click the link in your top to see how I did it. Okay, then the fan show, this is the original one, but after doing all that, this is what I have. Same thing. Then I now added the names of the people that are going to be doing the show, right? So after doing all that, I created the snapshots and I edited it in camera raw filter. So let's go to the next one. You can see how everything is pretty simple and straightforward. Some people, when they saw the fly, they will think it's something complex, but it's really not. Okay, so first things first, for this one, it always starts with a black background. Then I added the main image that I also use AI to generate. Then I added this to blow out the top of it. This is like a gradient to blow the top. I added the contact information that I copied from the other flyer. I added the headline, which is pretty straightforward. I just used warp tool, and instead of the custom I used arc. Then I added the logo and tagline. I edited it in camera raw filter. And then the last but not the least is this. Okay, so the background is just black. Then I brought in this image that I generated with AI. Then I added this to kind of glow, to make it like pop a little bit, like a glow. I changed the blending mode to screen, and my background already. I added my text, so I just put this text on top of it, sports lane, all the necessary text and this rectangle. Then I added the logo and the contact information at the bottom. Alright, for the text, for the subject as well, I duplicated it. I kind of selected it and then I duplicated it and put it on top, so you can see it's in front of the sports lane text instead of at the back. Right, then I made a snapshot, edited it in camera raw filter. Alright, so this is pretty much how I did it, right? Everything straightforward, simple, straight to the point. Alright, so let me know if you'd like the PSD. In fact, I'll drop the PSD file. I'll drop the PSD file. Alright, so thank you so much for watching, and like this video, of course, drop a comment, share the video, tell me what video you want me to make next, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to download the PSD file if you're interested. Alright.